A few weeks ago, I rose to make a point of personal privilege to express my deep concerns about Iowans' right to privacy after reading a news story in the Des Moines Register where I learned a DCI agent used Kibana to place a virtual boundary or geofence around a University of Iowa residence hall to investigate underage gambling without any tips, complaints, or evidence that underage gambling was occurring. Today, I rise again because new information is shedding more light on this investigation, and the news is troubling. On January 31st, 2024, DCI released a statement regarding the sports wagering investigation. In the statement, it said, prior to using the tools provided, the Department of Public Safety conferred with legal counsel to ensure lawful access to and use of the technology. The attorney was not named. The DCI statement went on to say, we believe the evidence was obtained in a constitutionally permissible manner. DCI stood behind the warrantless search of hundreds of University of Iowa students' private dormitory space using Kibana geofencing. Now we are learning what DCI failed to mention in its public statement on January 31st. Defense attorneys filed a motion to suppress on February 27th, which uncovered new evidence that DCI must have known about. In the statement DCI made on January 31st, they explained the analytical software they used, but failed to inform Iowans that several days earlier, on January 25th, GeoComply sent a letter of their intent to cut off access of Kibana to the DCI. Access to Kibana was originally given to certain members of DCI with the understanding that such tools would be for limited scope purposes, and it had come to their attention that DCI may have exceeded the intended outline scope of its access and use privileges. GeoComply informed the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission that DCI's access to Kibana would be disabled effective January 26th. Yet, DCI sent out a public statement backing its search actions, failing to inform Iowans that DCI's ability to use Kibana was terminated by the company. A Des Moines Register news article on March 1 goes on to say that according to a January 23rd court filing, a DCI special agent testified in a deposition that he assured a player during an interview that he would not be prosecuted based on representations from his supervisor. This DCI special agent allegedly said that same supervisor praised him for obtaining a confession. In that same motion to suppress, it explains how the college athletes were misled, violating their Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. First, college students were specifically told that officers were going after online sports betting companies, and they were not the targets. These college students were not read their Miranda rights and were told they weren't under criminal investigation. These college students answered officers' questions, provided information, and surrendered their cell phones and passcodes to officers. Officers expressly stated to these college students, the defendants, that they were not the targets and they were not going after, or that they were only going after online sports betting companies. I find this new information troubling. DCI is the primary agency that enforces sports wagering in the state. It has 6 agents assigned to this industry. One agent was conducting a warrantless search on hundreds of innocent college students in their dorms. One agent was misled by a supervisor. No one knows who the mystery attorney was that they used for legal consultation. The department sent out a public statement. I do not know who wrote it. I do not know who approved it, but it leaves out critical information that DCI was cut off from its ability to use Kibana geofencing for exceeding the intended outline purposes. We're uncertain if other DCI agents assigned to the division were pulled into the investigation against their better judgment or reprimanded for not being a part of the investigation because they've yet to be deposed. The Department of Public Safety has 6 divisions and 1 mission: to serve the people of Iowa by providing public safety services with leadership, integrity, and professionalism. We see this every day in our Department of Public Safety, but there appears to be some significant problems with these values, and I believe ultimately the governor oversees DCI, and Iowans deserve some answers to questions. Director Bain said, "I understand why this investigation and the resulting charges have generated so much attention and strong opinions. We love our college sports here in Iowa, myself included. Had the situation not involved college athletes, the public perception may have been entirely different." Director, my concern with this investigation is the light it's shedding on your department, and I'm concerned about what I'm seeing. And I go back to my original concern, Iowans' right to privacy. Not one leader has stepped forward to assure Iowans that they have a right to privacy and a right to not have warrantless searches on their phones. March Madness is coming up. I believe Iowans deserve answers. Will DCI still be conducting warrantless searches on other kids, on high schoolers, on kids in elementary schools? Where else are Iowans' privacy rights being violated? I urge the governor to address this issue with DCI and to assure Iowans they have a right to privacy without more warrantless searches by DCI. Thank you.